Whispers that call to arms, cautioned and passionized the sea's many charms. Through the drums of thunder, all the world begins with sails unfurled and hearts full of sins. When the world sea winds collide with fate, Captain Sconfier's pride goes away. And laughter echoes against the storm's wall as we brave deep tide, feel the sadder call. Out from the misty dawn we sailed our blaze. Seamus whispers secrets of the forgotten days. And when we charge, the stories untold. Through the haze and storm, our legend unfolds. Crimson sunsets paint the sky, guiding our path. With courage and zeal we defy the ocean's wrath. Through the raging tides, our spirits remain high. Captain Scorpion leads our eyes, face on the prize. Sailing through the stormy seas, my back's unfurled. Captain Scorpion leads the way, fierce and bold. A brood mystic strength with blind down in shade. With cannons whirling loud, we claim our call. Hoist the sails and ride the waves, for we're bound to never cower, never fade. We are legends in the making, strong and brave. We're standing at the helm of victory's our gaze. Through the storm's icy breath we sail with resolve. The captain's cunning mind mysteries will solve. From island treasures the secretive lore. No storm to wait, no tempest to ignore. We'll laser gleamed in hidden moonlight. We strike swift, our foes mid-fight. Under the spell of the siren song, our journey's path and legends long. Raise your tankards high and don't look back. For the sea and sky are black and gold. The Captain Skunk is who we chart our track in this world of pirates, daring unfold. From the cursed isle shrouded in myths and race to the depths where shadowy creatures chase. Onward we sail through the eye of the storm, led by Skunkbeard's wisdom and legend reborn.
sea, a legend that stands, a fearsome figure ruling sea and the land, with a beard black as night and eyes burning red. Blackbeard the pirate by many is red. Blackbeard, Blackbeard, terror of the sea, sailing with fury while the free. With cannons and rays and cutlass in hand, his name strikes fear throughout the land. Shores to the Caribbean seas, Blackbeard's reign spread his enemies' defeat. With a ship named Queen Anne's Revenge, his power grew. None dared defy him, none could subdue. heat. Blackbeard's reign spread his enemies' defeat. With a ship named Queen Anne's revenge, his power grew. None dared defy him, none could subdue. Red the Blackbeard, terror of the sea, sailing with fury while they're free. With cannons and rays and cutlass in hand, his name strikes fear throughout the land.
ちを置いてじゃないかいギギタキゴールの名の不活化踊りのスターファイトファイト色燃やせ空の形の中へ夢の道を探せ星の心を守れ無限の力で絶望の毒も遮って光の中でさえべろ運命の振る舞わせ月くれ続くの道闇を切り裂く光勇気の旗を飛べ運命のただつらかりへ手少し手腕さえ日頃の思い求めて絶望の谷を越えて
What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to your first live Raw review right here on the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Matt, the Misfit. We're going to go over all the stuff that happened on Monday Night Raw. Stuff happened for Survivor Series and a lot of stuff here. You look at the new deal here. Yeah, I got some fancy graphics and shit like that, which I'm very excited to go into tonight. Obviously, we're going to plug our stuff here. Get that out of the way. Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter. You can also go to... I'm going to start up a Blue Sky account in a couple of weeks or so. I'll let you guys know about that. Audio outlets, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible.com, and Pandora. All this right here. YouTube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. We got some news. obviously, before we get into that, I want you guys to check out the live stream, the 5-hour live stream, almost 5 hours live. No, it was pretty sure it was 5 hours. My good friend Jason Ingram over there at Blitzball Champ. We did almost 5.5 hours talking New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom's historic crossover number 2. I'm gonna get used to I'm looking at myself right now, so I should be looking right at the camera here. But I'm going to do that right now. I'm gonna look at the camera. I'm usually looking at that here, but I got my notes and stuff set up here for that stuff here for Monday Night Raw. Man, I tell you what, there was a lot of stuff that was going on here. I think I turned off the chat box, or not the chat box. I think I turned off the alert system, which if I did. Let me see if I can add that here. Let me think if I can add the alert box here. Yeah, I guess I can do that. All right, I've done that. I've added the alert box, which I'm going to move down here. And that's going to be right here. So there it is. For now, that's where it's going to stay, the alert box. All right. Well, actually, let me move it down here a little bit here. You're not going to you guys can't see it, but I'm going to sit it right here underneath the chat box. It'll pop up. It's a little funny thing that I tried to do last night. Anywho, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Before we do that, we're going to get some news here. Some big news actually happened earlier today. First and foremost, we found out officially where the first Raw of 2024 or 2026, no, 2025. I'll get it right at some point. 2025 is going to take place. Obviously, we know January 6th is going to be the day where we find out it's the debut for Netflix. Some interesting things happening on that. I'm going to bring up that other thing that I saw earlier today, if I can find it. Give me a second. Which is very interesting when it comes to Netflix, but it was announced that Netflix Monday Night Raw debuts on Netflix live from the Intercontinental Dome in Los Angeles, California, January 6, 2025. This was been widely reported for quite a while now that this was going to be the venue where the Monday Night Raw is going to be held. We found out that Travis Scott will serve as the Raw theme song. We don't know what that song is going to be, but WWE did send out a press release stating the following, so bear with me here. Netflix and WWE announced that the brand new Intercontinental Dome in Los Angeles will be the home of Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern on January 6th. So they are going to go with 8 p.m. That is official. The announcement was made by WWE Chief Content Officer and Head of Creative. They don't say Head of Creative, but I'm going to say Head of Creative because that's what he is. Head of Creative Paul Triple H Select and Travis Scott on stage at his sold-out concert at the Complex Con in Las Vegas. Scott, who will be at the January 6th Netflix debut, also revealed that his new music will serve as the theme song for Monday Night Raw. The premiere episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix will feature some of the biggest names in WWE, such as John Cena, WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Bianca Belair, in addition to many other superstars and special guests. This partnership marks a new era for WWE fans with the much anticipated debut of live weekly programming with can't miss action unfolding 52 weeks a year on Netflix. In addition to Monday Night Raw, Netflix will bring WWE's eclectic content to audience outside of the United States, including SmackDown, NXT, and their premium live events such as WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam. Those events can be seen on Netflix starting January 6th, 2025 in most international markets around the world. Many of WWE's top Raw moments will be available to watch on Netflix, plus select programs and historic pay-per-views, PLEs, also outside of the United States from January 1st, 2025. Tickets for the premium episode of Monday Night Raw will go on Netflix. Will go on sale for this Friday, November 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern via Ticketmaster.com. The official pre-sale will begin Wednesday, November 20th at same time for 10 Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Fans can register now to receive an exclusive pre-order sale offer by visiting www.www.slash-mall on Netflix pre-sale registration. So that's some big news there. WWE Raw on Netflix. That is some really cool stuff. I'm very excited for that to come in as well. So that's gonna be good. I'm very excited for that. I know a lot of people had issues with the Mike Tyson and the Mike Tyson and what was it? The Mike Tyson and I almost said Logan Paul. It's the other Paul, the Jake Paul fight. So you know there was a lot of people watching that fight. So that could also be the reason there. I don't know how many people are going to tune in for Raw on Netflix that week, but yeah, there is actually something to that when it comes to Raw on Netflix. Let me see, Raw Netflix. There was something about the amount of people who are advertised. Well, not advertised, but on the I guess bill. I guess if I can find it here. The names that were actually on the not the billboard, but the people who were on the thing. If I can find it. The Wyatt 6, I believe, was another one that was. Let me see if I can find Wyatt 6. Wyatt 6 Netflix. This is probably how this works out. Usually I don't have these up. Oh, here we go. So names being used in the advertisement for the debut episode of Raw on Netflix is John Cena, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Bianca Belair, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, the Wyatt 6, Liv Morgan, Logan Paul, Gunther, and Triple H. So yeah. So yeah, there's that. All right, so had some interesting stuff. Speaking of Netflix, Raw on Netflix rather, Becky Lynch is in the talks here. So there's been a lot of talk surrounding the man, Becky Lynch. PW Insider reported today, or not today, it was actually a few days ago, that Becky Lynch is reportedly expected back to return to WWE in time for the Raw Netflix premiere via PW Insider. And if I'm being completely honest here, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, they need her. They desperately need that woman, and you can tell based on how things are on the show. There's not a lot of care going into the women's division. We'll talk about my personal feelings on WarGames and all that stuff, because if you guys didn't know, what was it, last week? I may have said it last week. I don't know. Did I even do a review last week? I don't remember. But actually, no, I did, because I wasn't going to get into that cesspool that was going on social media last week with the whole stuff with NXT, the excuse me, with the double taping stuff. But we'll talk about the WarGame stuff here. But it's clear they need her, and it's coming, and she's gonna be back. Which is gonna be great. She looks great. I've seen the most recent photo of hers. I believe she did some type of panel for, I guess, her book or something at, oh my god, Vulture Con or something like that. But she was there doing some stuff here. So yeah, so it should be very, very interesting. Hopefully. Well, I don't know what they have planned for her. I made the statement saying, it wouldn't shock me, given that they're gonna want Roman and Cody and Punk on their show. Wouldn't shock me at all if the first Netflix or going either the first Netflix of the year or just going into Netflix, they would want somebody like Becky Lynch representing the women's division as the champion. I don't know. It's just something I thought about when I did all of that stuff there. Let's go to Tegan Knox. There's some news on Tegan Knox here. Actually, I'll leave I might save the WWE IDE stuff for the pile driver pulse. I don't know. That, or I might just wait until NXT. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know why. Listen. I streamed for like 5 hours yesterday. Okay, I'm not gonna do that tonight. So don't worry about that. Do not worry one bit about doing any of that here. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my friends to send this to their link here. I sent that to my good friend Jason over there. So good stuff there. Actually, I did actually have something on there when it comes to the Netflix stuff. So I did see it on my end, but I'm not gonna have SmackDown NXT on Netflix because I'm in the United States. But I did notice that Netflix had Raw listed as TV 14. Now I saw a lot of people lose their mind about this, and they're like, "Oh well, it's time to go back to." Not like that, but they were like, they seemed like they were very excited about the idea of them going back to TV 14, which I'm gonna tell you guys to pump your brakes there, because I wouldn't go that far. And here's why, because this didn't make no sense to me either. Because SmackDown has been listed as, this is from overseas, it has SmackDown listed as TVMA and NXT listed as TVPG. That doesn't make any lot of sense to me. Why would SmackDown be TVMA and Raw be TV14? What? That doesn't make a whole ton of sense to me. Then I read on Netflix, it says the starring cast roll. They have names listed who no longer either are no longer active, doesn't work for the company, or is dead. Those names being Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Triple H, Edge, Trish Stratus, Lita, Paul Heyman, Booker T, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Cena, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, and I'm looking at like my camera's over here. My camera's right here. Roman Reigns, Rollins, Owens, Becky, AJ Styles, The Rock. They didn't even list him as The Rock. They listed him as Dwayne Johnson, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker. For some reason, Trick Williams is there. Why would Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez be here? They're not on Raw. And Bret Hart. Now here's where this gets funny to me. So this is about Monday Night Raw. The correct names on here are obviously Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Owens. Well, maybe Owens is a SmackDown guy. Rollins is a SmackDown. Okay, take Cody and Roman out of there because Cody and Roman are currently SmackDown guys. But you got Punk, you have Rollins, you have Becky, you have Damian Priest. That was another one I missed there. Drew McIntyre, you have Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, Bailey's out of SmackDown, Charlotte is inactive, Ricochet doesn't work there anymore, Andre the Giant is dead, The Rock is just around, Hulk Hogan is a racist, The Undertaker is retired, Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez are on NXT as the respective champions of their brands, Bret Hart is retired, Trish Stratus is retired. Lita is retired. Paul Heyman is on SmackDown. Booker T is on NXT as a commentator. Randy Orton's on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio is on Raw. Shawn Michaels is the booker of NXT. Ric Flair is around, but not on television, thank God. Stone Cold is going to have surgery. Triple H is obviously he's the booker of the show. Edge is in AEW and is injured. What? Daniel Bryan works for AEW and is somewhat retired. So this just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So you know, I'm like, what? Man, I tell you that was a weird thing to read out loud. I mean, you know, I don't know. That was a weird thing to read on the outskirts here of whatever we got here. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was weird. Anyway. Anywho. Yeah, so, yeah, so again, I wouldn't hold too much stock into the TV 14 stuff at all. Because I don't know why you would. So yeah. Actually, I did have some interesting news that I wanted to talk about, and I didn't actually have it listed here on the in the description, but there was something about Scott D'Amore showing up. Let me see if I can find it here. Give me a second. This one I wasn't planning on talking about, but I saw Scott D'Amore's name pop up, and I'm trying to find it now. So give me about a couple minutes here. Scott D'Amore. So apparently, Scott D'Amore was at the WWE Performance Center this week. I don't think it was this week. I think it was last week or more recently. If I can find, here we go. So this is from Fightful Select here. They said the former TNA president Scott D'Amore was at the WWE Performance Center on November 8th. He said he was said to be visiting and was given a tour of the facility. Sources that were there were somewhat former conversations along the way. Sean Ross Sapp says that there were no word of anything more emerging from the meeting yet. So that was interesting. Obviously, Scott D'Amore relaunched Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, and I did actually. Also, they have Forged in Excellence, which was the 2-night event. They got some more planned for 2025 and all that stuff. Obviously, Scott D'Amore helped out the tapings for, not the tapings, the what's what I'm looking for? The partnership with WWE. So there is that. Before I go into that, I did want to mention, on Twitter maybe a couple weeks ago, actually not a couple weeks ago, I think it was like last month when they announced that they were going to do not partnership, they were doing the show with the Fortune Destiny show, or whatever the name of that show was called, the Maple Leaf show, and I said, don't be shocked or surprised if some more down the line, they start doing a partnership with WWE, and now that he's done the facility stuff, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. So, yeah. There was some Tegan Knox news that I want to bring out here, and unfortunately, sucks about that here. Actually, I'll save the Tegan Knox thing for something else in a second. Here was WWE's reaction to the Netflix issues, streaming issues during the Logan Paul Mike Tyson fight. Fightful again. Shout out to them. Shout out to Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp and them. And they had the report out. It says Netflix has had an enormous event on November the 15th and disappointed some viewers. Netflix's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was riddled with buffering and connectivity issues and became one of the most watched global events of the year. the issues caused natural concern among wrestling fans about what's in store for January. And Fightful Select immediately inquired with those in WWE. They said that they haven't been ensured that those issues would be kept at a minimum. One higher up said that if they were going to be doing the type of traffic Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were doing, they would be having that would be a good problem to have. Netflix's live Love Is Blind finale also had significant issues. We're told at one point that OVW wrestlers show was being released and marketed. There was a live show discussed, and this would help. This would also help them test live streaming for wrestling on the platform. So, I don't know. I didn't watch the Mike Tyson fight, especially after the stuff that I read on the internet. But I did catch that one. There was something on live that was on a few months ago. I don't know what it was. But I wanted to test out how live stream worked on Netflix, and for the most part, it was fine for me. But again, the fight was like 200 million people or something like that. So what was the exact? Let's see if we can find the exact. Let's see if I can find the exact. Yeah. So it was like over 2 million people that were watching it. So I don't think that's going to be the same thing for the Raw and Netflix. Though I could see this one being the highest rated in Raw. I don't know how I don't know how ratings Netflix wise is going to work, but it should be interesting to see about that here. So we'll see about that. Tegan Nox. Obviously, Tegan Nox was released from WWE a couple weeks ago. She was supposed to work an indie show for the promotion Attack while with WWE. It has since been removed from said event and promotion. Nixon Newell, this is from Fightful Select again. Nixon Newell, formerly known as Tegan Nox, was announced for a return to the UK wrestling scene with Attack next month. However, Attack announced on Friday that Newell would not be competing on the show. Fightful Select's Corey Brennan has asked around within the UK wrestling scene about Nixon's removal, with some names expressing their disappointment with the withdrawal and asking about the announcement, the process behind the removal. Brennan was told that WWE and Attack have been in discussions throughout the early process and worked to try to make the date happen. Attack spoke well of WWE despite those we spoke to noting that they were gutted at the end result. While we asked if a non-compete clause prevented the event, we were not told either way if it was influenced on Noel's removal from the under the missile tour. That's a mouthful there. It was expressed to us that there was some sort of issue or something that could have been the cause of the removal. Attack are actively looking for a replacement for Newell, and those we spoke to expressed their desire to bring Nixon Newell to Attack in the future. In speaking with other promoters in the UK and Europe, numerous promotions have expressed desire to book Nixon Newell once she becomes available. So that is the latest on that. And so yeah, there were some unfortunate things there. Also, I do want to give, before I go into the Raw review, because we're about to go into it here, I do want to give my thoughts and prayers to Rey Mysterio and the Mysterio family, who announced earlier today that his father had passed away. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Rey Mysterio and the Mysterio family. So, so there is that. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. That's what we're here for, Monday Night Raw. We got the WWE Women's World Champion coming down to the ring with Raquel Rodriguez. That'd be Liv Morgan. Again, welcoming people to Monday Night Morgan, which is a stupid-ass name. It's not going to catch on. I'm sorry. Says that she knows that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are backstage. No, shit, really? This was filmed last week. Oh, trust me. There's a lot of stupid people on the internet today. So she knows that they won't come alone, but neither did her and Raquel. So out comes Tiffany, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae. Jax tells Liv and Raquel that she doesn't really like them, dislike them, or really think about them. She then makes it clear that she doesn't like Jade and Bianca. Bianca's music hits. She makes her way down to the ring with Jade Cargill and Naomi, who had by the way, Naomi and Nia Jax had a really good match on SmackDown this past Friday. I urge you guys to check that out. There was another match on that show that was actually pretty good, and I guess I can't remember which one it was, but I have to look it up. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. It was a match on that show that I actually did like. If I can find it here. Let me see if I can find it here. I know it's just that one. Never mind. I was thinking of Dynamite there. My bad. Anyway, Bianca comes out with Jade and Naomi. Tells Nia Jax to do something about it if she doesn't like her, Cargill, or Naomi. They said they came out with backup. Io Sky comes out with her music. She joins them. They make the ring. Morgan points out that it's still a 4-on-5 advantage here. But then Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea Ripley hits the ring. Massive pop here. Yells WarGames. Headbutts Liv Morgan, and they start brawling. And then it was made official early in the night that it will be Team Rhea Ripley of Rhea, Io, Naomi, Bianca, Jade, and oh my god, I just blanked on the other name. Did I just name them all? I swear to God, I blanked. I feel like I just blanked on them a second ago. Okay, Rhea, Io, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi will take on Liv Morgan, Raquel, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. So Io Sky, once again, her undefeated streak of being in WarGames. This WarGames will continue for Io Shirai. Hopefully, I think this is most likely going to be. This should be a win for the babyface team, obviously, because Io is getting the title shot against Liv Morgan coming up, which I'm going to assume is going to be saved for an episode. There's two ways they can do this match. They're either going to do that match at Saturday night's main event, or the first Raw of Netflix. My worry is they're going to wait and do that match at some point, and then they're just going to Rhea win the Royal Rumble. I do not want to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. You guys know what match I want. You know what match I've been talking about for months that I rather see. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is not a WrestleMania match. I tried to tell you guys this for months. No one believed me. I tried to tell people for months and months and months that this program that y'all have been fucking going on about that should be happening, the Rhea Liv Morgan feud, was not going to be anything special. And guess what happened? We're 6 months into the storyline, and it's fucking terrible. It died immediately. It died a quick, painless death. Not painful, painless, because it was so quick that it just went bye-bye, is what happened. I cannot stress this, Hunter, Triple H. I know you watch our shows. I know you're supposedly on Twitter for feedback, right? Do not, for the love of God, spare us of Rhea versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. All right? If you are so convinced and so dead serious about doing this match, take the title off Liv Morgan. Put it on somebody else. Let somebody else have the women's style match at WrestleMania. If it's not going to be Io and Rhea, then give me Io versus Becky or something. You cannot, after what she's been doing this year, you cannot leave Io off of WrestleMania. But, that's just me. That is just my 2 cents on that here. We had a mixed tag match here. We had Rey Mysterio. Speaking of Rey Mysterio, it's just kind of weird that they had this match happen last week, and it was a weird thing. Anyways, Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega teamed up to take on the American Made. This match is all right. Nothing too big happened, in my opinion here. So it was obviously Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. Gable fired off some stomps onto Rey Mysterio into the corner, then whips Rey into the top turnbuckle, goes for the pin. Rey Mysterio kicks out. Chad Gable gets him up in an electric chair position. Rey counters into a Hurricane Rana, sends Gable crashing out of the ring, tags in Zelina Vega. Ivy Nile and Zelina Vega go at it. Vega lands a few strikes on her, follows it up with a meteor in the corner. Ivy sends Vega crashing into the mat. They go to commercial break. When they come back, Ivy Nile sends Vega crashing into the mat once again, wears her down with a submission hold. Vega lands a tornado DDT onto Ivy Nile, looks to tag in Rey Mysterio. Gable grabs her ankle. Vega lands an enziguri onto Gable, tags in Rey Mysterio. Rey connects with a Hurricane Rana onto Chad Gable. Chad Gable then dumps Rey onto the ring apron. At this point, they're on the outside, I believe. Rey delivers a shoulder to Gable's midsection in the middle of the ropes. Lands a senton off the top rope. Goes for the pin. Gable kicks out. Rey looks to deliver a springboard moonsault to Chad Gable. Chable. I just called him Chable. I just called this man Chable. It's Chad Gable. I've mixed the two. Gable intercepts him, sends him crashing into the mat. Rey fires off some right hands, sends it to the top rope here. Go to the end of the match here. Rey at one point goes for the pinfall. Gable kicks out after landing a springboard moonsault. Gable is sent crashing into the middle rope, style up a 619 by Rey Mysterio, then delivers a splash for the win, and the LWO get the win. It feels like they've needed some type of win here, but so did the American Made, and they're not doing too good since the Wyatt 6 feud. But after the match, again, the match itself was nothing different. It's your standard Rey Mysterio match, basically, and nothing not slide against Rey Mysterio. It's just when you've seen one Rey Mysterio match, you've seen them all right? And and I like Rey. Don't get me wrong, but again, you've seen one Rey Mysterio match, you've seen them all. But Julius Creed and Brutus Creed get back into the ring. Sometimes I say Brutus, sometimes I say Brutus. Julius looks to help Gable up, but Gable slaps him a couple times. Brutus laps at Julius, but Gable separates the two men. They start fighting, at some point here. And that was a weird thing to happen there. So I don't know what they're doing there with the American Made here, but they got to do something with them, because them losing constantly is not is not really working for me, if I'm being completely honest here. And they've got to do something about it. Oh, woo. Man, my water went down the wrong pipe there. Wow. So let me see if I can fix my camera here. If I can fix my camera here. There we go. There we go. I moved my camera down a little bit here, so you can see me a little bit better. That way I'm not too close to the screen, my computer screen here. So then they come back from break here. Backstage is Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, which apparently I missed that part because I don't remember Ludwig Kaiser actually being on the show yet. But Gunther then spots Damian Priest as they're there after he's done having a conversation with Ludwig Kaiser. Priest and Gunther brawl as he's I guess Priest is signing things and Gunther attacks him or whatever. Priest overpowers Gunther and lays him out here. So they're still building that matchup for Survivor Series, the world title match between Gunther and Damian Priest. So then we got Bron Breakker defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus. So this is great, actually. Up until the finish, this was actually really, really good. So at one point, Bron Breakker flies off the top rope to level Sheamus onto the outside, dumps him back into the ring, then connects with a few right hands onto Sheamus. Or not Sheamus, excuse me. It might have been Sheamus, I don't know. It's one of the two. Sheamus then starts delivering the 10 beats of the Baldwin to Bron Breakker and flies off the ropes. Goes for the pin, Breakker kicks out. Sheamus gets Bron Breakker up on his shoulders. Looks to land white noise, but Breakker escapes, delivering a pair of double knees to Sheamus' spine. Goes for a pinfall, but Sheamus kicks out Bron Breakker, and Sheamus teetering on the top rope here. Sheamus delivers a white noise off the middle rope to Bron Breakker. Goes for another pin. Breakker kicks out. The crowd was going crazy for this. Bron Breakker lands a hurricane run onto Sheamus off the top rope, which is very impressive for a man his size. Onto Sheamus, rather. But you know, Bron Breakker's kind of tall himself, so I don't want to cut Bron Breakker short there on that. Then lines up for a spear. Does Bron Breakker. Sheamus catches him with a knee, pins him. Breakker kicks out. Sheamus then sets up the bro kick, but Breakker intercepts him with a spear. Looks to pin him. Sheamus rolls out of the ring to avoid being pinned. Bron Breakker follows him out. Looks to land the spear, but Ludwig Kaiser catches him out of nowhere. The clothesline causing the disqualification. And because of that disqualification, Bron Breakker still your Intercontinental Champion and won the match because of a disqualification. After the match, Ludwig Kaiser sends Bron Breakker crashing into the ring post, delivers a running drop kick to Sheamus that sends him crashing onto the ring steps. And so I guess they're setting up another triple threat here. And I'm already getting tired of the triple threat matches, by the way. If we never see another triple threat match, if next week we see after this tournament here with the Women's United States Championship is over with, and we never see another triple threat match ever again for at least a whole year, I would be perfectly fine with that, because Triple H has been basically running the triple threat concept into the ground with these quote tournaments. They're not tournaments if you're going to keep doing a triple. To me, a tournament is either a round robin or a single elimination, right? And what I mean by that, I'm talking about singles matches, not fatal four ways, not triple threat matches, not 8-person matches. No, one-on-ones. But but it looks like they're setting up a triple threat match with Kaiser, Sheamus and Breakker for the Intercontinental title. We'll see where that goes next week. But yeah. So earlier in the night, we've seen Finn Balor. So earlier in the night, we saw Finn Balor. It was the Judgment Day. Obviously, Liv is complaining about the Rhea Ripley stuff. Balor's like, you know what? You guys take the rest of the night off. I'll deal with the Judgment Day stuff. He's like, that's what family does. He goes to, Carlito and Dominic and says, I've known the Blood Raiders for a long time. I know their weaknesses. Go for the weakness. Or you can piss them off and, they'll have your way with them. So that's what happened. That is what happened. This was basically a squash at this point. I mean, there was nothing really to write home about here. I'm not even going to spend time on this match because I don't really care about it. This was basically your fucking squash match here. So Dominic flies off the apron, off the top rope. Carlito tags in, fires off some stomps onto Eric, but Ivar and Dominic tag him. Ivar sends a crossbody, land a crossbody into Dominic levels. Carlito connects with the senton, into the corner, goes for the pin. Dominic kicks out. Sends Ivar crashing into the turnbuckles. Does Dominic. Ivar delivers an assisted body slam to Dominic and Eric with Derek. Eric delivers a springboard clothesline combination on Carlito and then pins Dominic Mysterio for the win. Or Carlito. It don't really matter. So, yeah. We see the promo. Actually, I get to the promo in a little bit here. First, before we continue our very good coverage here of Monday Night Raw, there is some word from our sponsor. That sponsor being the Iron Roses, not that band, not the English band or wherever they're from. I'm talking about the Japanese band, Iron Roses. They got their album coming up on December the 29th, Steamheart Chronicles. A follow-up to their incredible album, The Chronicles of Chaos, which is both on that is up on Bandcamp. You can also where you can pre-order the new album, Steamheart Chronicles. I'm going to tell you about that right now. I'm not going to tell you about that right now. My esteemed voice over is going to tell you about it. So here it is, Steamheart Chronicles. Check it out.
Of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Steamheart Chronicles, the new album by the all-female Japanese steampunk metal band Iron Roses. Featuring epic tracks such as Iron Will of the Heart, Warriors of Destiny, Journey of the Brave, and much, much more. Pre-order Steamheart Chronicles by Iron Roses, available on December 27th on Bandcamp.
I keep forgetting to unmute my mic. My bad on that one. But I was trying to fix my camera. Something happened there. But again, Steamheart Chronicles. Go pre-order now. It's in the description. December 29th or December 27th, excuse me. So shout out to my friend Yumi Nakamura. She's amazing. So she got an amazing band. She did make me a Starting Soon song, which I might play at the end of the show. I'll let you guys know about that. But until then, let's talk about the stuff here. So, Bo Dallas. Actually, before we go into Bo Dallas, something happened earlier in the show. Which is funny when I'm going to be talking about Bo Dallas because one of the members of this group is in the Wyatt. Anyways, so we had a promo with the Final Testament and not Sanity. What the hell, the Miz, and they were basically gloating about what happened last week about taking out the Wyatts. Sign up talking about the Miz talking about some marine shit no one cares about. Karrion Kross says that the Wyatts are no longer invincible, which no shit. They haven't been invincible. They were not supposed to be. They're not. They're just not. Why would they be? But so there's that. Anyway. Then we had a Bo Dallas segment that followed up later on in the show. And he basically what happened is Bo Dallas has damned the Final Testament and the Miz, basically saying, we gave you a chance, you had your opportunity, and now we're sorry for what's going to happen to you next. So they've given a warning to the Miz. They've given a warning to the Final Testament. We don't know when their next match is going to be, that being the Wyatt and all of that. By the way, the Wyatts finally have been re-added back to the WWE roster page. Uncle Howdy, Rowan, and them have been added. Funny enough, I thought it'd be a greater opportunity to have a Uncle Howdy bio and a Bo Dallas bio. That obviously is not happening. But the scary thing about the Bo Dallas promo isn't even the Bo Dallas promo itself. It's what he looks like here. I'm gonna show you a photo. I'm actually gonna bring up the photo here in a second. So let me see if I can. All right. So I'm actually gonna bring up this photo here. It's a scary thing to think about here, but I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna actually add it here so I can. I'm gonna add this image here. I'm gonna call it image whatever here, and I'm gonna find it here. I'm gonna go to this image, so add it here. I wasn't even planning on doing this live here, but look at this. This is what Bo Dallas looked like on the show tonight, right? That is what Bo Dallas looked like on the show tonight. Does that not look like Bray Wyatt to you? Someone on Twitter earlier today put out a great tweet and said Bo Dallas is morphing into Bray Wyatt in front of our very own eyes, and I'm like, yeah, I would say so. But I'm interested. But the promo with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt, not Bray Wyatt. Good Lord, Bo Dallas. I'm interested to see where it goes. At first I wasn't too sure, but again, we'll see where it goes there. But yeah. All right, so before we get into our main event, there's a lot of things that are happening on this show. So earlier in the night, Seth Rollins was getting ready for. Well, actually, before we get to the Seth Rollins thing, so they did some video packages for Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Loved it. Great that they did that. I think because we found out on SmackDown that none of the Raw people are going to be involved in the United States women's title scene. That is because it's going to not be a floating title. I try to explain this to people. It's not going to be a floating title. They didn't say it was going to be a floating title because if it was, one, Adam Pearce would have been a part of the announcement, and two, they never mentioned it on Raw last week. They didn't even mention it tonight at all. There was no mention of the United States Championship. Why? Because it's exclusively a SmackDown title. Raw is eventually going to be getting their own Intercontinental Women's Championship, which I'm thinking they're going to wait to introduce that after Survivor Series. So that's what I'm thinking. And they'll probably try to crown that stuff going into the Netflix deal and all that stuff. But yeah, I thought those were pretty cool things that they did here. Also, we saw the New Day again arguing here, and the Alpha Academy tried to, I guess, break it up there. Didn't go very well there. I think they probably set up some type of match for next week between, I guess, Otis and or Tozawa against one of those two. I didn't catch that part yet, but that's what I'm thinking there. So this is what coincides with the main event here. Seth Rollins was in the back getting ready for his match with Bronson Reed. Is approached by Sami Zayn and the Usos. Sami said, look, I know last week you said that no, you don't want to be a part of either team, but last year you put aside your differences. The team was Jey Uso and myself, and to get rid of the Judgment Day. You put your differences aside again with Cody Rhodes to take down the Rock and all that stuff here. So they're we're asking you, do that again for us for one night only. And Rollins was like, look, man, I would love nothing more than to get my hands on Bronson Reed inside a steel cage with the plunder and all that stuff. I would happily team with you, Sammy. I team with you, Jay. I would team with you, Jimmy. But I will not, under any circumstance, team with a scumbag like Roman Reigns ever again. As much as that hurts me to say that, I'm not doing that again. The answer is still no. And then Rollins walks off here. So we get to our main event. Bronson Reed comes out. Seth Rollins comes out. Before the match even starts, we see Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa come out. And then Sammy and the Usos come out afterwards. They start brawling with everyone on the outside. They all go out through the sands and all that stuff here. The match eventually takes place here. We've seen the standard Rollins suicide dive to the outside here. Then we go to break here. Bronson Reed lands a right hand. We come back from break either. Bronson Reed lands a right hand onto Seth Rollins' head. They start going back and forth here. So Bronson closes lines. Rollins back outside the ring, lands a shoulder tackle on the ring apron, charges at him. Rollins moves out of the way. Reed is sent crashing into the ring steps, and all that stuff there. He starts bouncing Reed's head off the steps. Removes one of them, sends Reed's face crashing repeatedly into the other one, which is how they take it off, and there's that bottom one, that one. Looks to let the curb stomp onto Bronson on the steps. Bronson moves out of the Reed. I almost said Bronson moves out of the Reed. Bronson moves out of the way. Rollins fires off a couple of drop kicks, lands a couple of kicks onto Bronson Reed back inside the ring, and all that stuff here. Reed connects with a sit-out powerbomb. That goes to a break here. Rollins then powerbombs Reed off the ropes with his own version of the powerbomb, rather. connects. Springboard moonsault, goes for the pin. Reed kicks out. They're going back and forth here. He's starting to set up a pedigree. But Bronson sends him crashing into the mat. Looking for the senton. Rollins moves out of the way. Connects with a frog splash off the top rope. Goes for the pin. Reed kicks out. Then we're going through all this stuff here. Reed levels Rollins with a clothesline and a brainbuster. I just love that they're bringing back the brainbuster. By the way, Cody Rhodes did confirm they're called belts now. You can call them belts. That's great. I love it. A lot of this Vince McMahon stuff can finally get away. They're comfortable with saying professional wrestling, wrestlers, belt, brainbusters. We saw a pile driver last week on SmackDown, which I'm still reeling that there was a pile driver on SmackDown to Randy Orton by Kevin Owens. So, you know, none of these things would be happening under Vince, and this is just something I like. Anyways, goes for the pin after the brainbuster onto Rollins. Rollins kicks out. Reed sends the top rope. It looks like he's getting ready to hit the tsunami, but Rollins rolls across the ring. Reed looks to land a senton on top of Rollins. Rollins avoids it. Finally connects with the pedigree. Goes for the pin. Bronson kicks out. Rollins lands a curb stomp onto Bronson Reed. Then ascends to the top rope. Looks to, I guess, for a frog splash here. Solo Sikoa gets up onto the ring and out the commentary table. And the crowd is just like, fuck this guy, because it's, who don't like Solo Sikoa, because next thing you know about Solo Sikoa, right? Next thing you know about Solo, it's gonna be obviously gonna be very much gonna be this for Solo Sikoa. Mr. This is basically what Solo Sikoa is going to be like after WarGames, after they're done with Solo Sikoa in the title picture. Just saying, or not in the title picture, but in the main event scene. But anyway. So he's distracting Rollins. Rollins gets hit with a Death Valley driver from the top rope, follows up with a tsunami splash, and Bronson Reed gets the win. Solo joins Reed into the ring, holds up the hand of the Bloodline stuff, and the show goes off the air. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff setting up. This is WarGames, obviously. And just the stuff going on. I'm assuming, this is just me, speculating here, but I'm going to assume that when we get to SmackDown, which I believe is going to be taking place in, let me look here. Let me look here. I don't want to So SmackDown is going to be taking place in Salt Lake City. And I'm gonna assume, right, and this is just me assuming here, that we're getting Rollins showing up on SmackDown to give in to the Bloodline stuff. So here's what the updated card for SummerSlam is right now. Not SummerSlam, Survivor Series is right now. So we got the Women's WarGames match of Rhea, Io, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi taking on Liv, Raquel, Nia, Tiffany, and Candice. Gunther defending the World Championship against Damian Priest. Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and the Usos with the fifth member to be announced. Most likely going to be Seth Rollins taking on Solo, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Jacob Fatu, and Bronson Reed. And the possible matches I have listed here is LA Knight defending the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura, who has a great look, by the way, if you haven't seen the Shinsuke Nakamura look here. And then the triple threat match with Bron Breakker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser for the Intercontinental title. They could throw in Cody versus Hale. I could see them doing that and then doing the exact same thing they did at Crown Jewel, and then saving that match officially for Saturday night's main event. But we'll see. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about on this show here. Unfortunately, there was no chat members, which is disappointing. But Tommy tweeted. What she tweeted? Actually, about milk coffee. That's funny. She's great. But yeah. So what's going on for NXT tomorrow night? So I will be back here live for NXT. We got 2 qualifying matches announced for the Iron Survivor Challenge. We have Rin Sinclair taking on Zarya, and Jada Parker taking on Stephanie Victor. We also have Rich Holland versus oh my God, what is his name? Andre Chase. If Rich Holland wins, Andre Chase has to disband, and if Andre Chase, I guess it's hold on, let me look here. I think there's some type of answer to this question. Hang on. Okay, so if Andre Chase wins, I guess he gets added to the championship match or something like that. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's the thing. I guess I don't know. Oh, here it is. So Andre Chase challenged Holland to a match. If Chase loses, Chase would be forced to disband after initial review. Yeah, so Holland changed his mind, accepted the match, added stipulation that the winner would challenge. So if Andre Chase wins, he gets added. He becomes the new number one contender. Well, obviously we know what's going to happen there. But Sol Ruca currently right now is the only member of the Iron Survivor Challenge. She beat Cora Jade on NXT. We'll find out if Stephanie Victor and Zarya will be joining her, probably. We also know Wesley and Javon Evans is going to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge. I believe there were some other ones announced for the Iron Survivor Challenge. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find it. See if I can find. I think there had to be some more announced here. Okay, so Nathan Frazier is going to take on Eddie Trope and that's going to be an Iron Survivor Challenge. I knew there was something there. Jensen is going to take on Tony D'Angelo as well. And then I believe we're going to hear from Fatal Influence after Fallon Henley successfully defended her North American Championship in the main event of NXT last week. And then a mixed tag match here. We have Dion Linkson and Brentley Reese. They're going to team up to take on Ashante. No, it's not Ashante. Ashante Diadonis and Cameron Petrovic. So that seems like a loaded NXT show. So yeah, there is that. I will not be back here for Dynamite. Like I said, I do not expect me to do Dynamite reviews. I kind of gave up on Dynamite for a while. So yeah. So here's the tweet. Here's the quote. I said it. It's right in there. It says, it's from Bo. He says, "I tried to warn you. You damned yourself. I'm sorry for what happens next. You chose. I never wanted this." So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's next here for that, and then hopefully for Friday Night SmackDown, we'll see what's next with Shinsuke Nakamura. If Shinsuke is going to get his match, possibly with LA Knight. Hopefully they put Shinsuke. My worry is they're just gonna have Shinsuke lose. I just hope that's not the case, because I cannot have Shinsuke Nakamura come back and keep losing. But yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Will there be a pile driver pulse this week? Hopefully, that's the plan. There, I will talk about I will talk about. Oh my God, what am I going to talk about? The next stage of the Stardom show, which I think is happening just a little bit here. Let me look here, which I'm probably going to be checking out in just a little bit here. Let me see if I can find it here, or not. Or is it, I don't think so. I think they're not. I think they're not going to live stream that one. Let me look here. Let me look. I don't want to say it and then you know, be wrong about it. So I'm gonna go to Stardom World and see what's up here the 20th. Okay, so all right, so they're gonna have that show in just a little bit. I'll read the live tweets from that later. But yeah, I'll go over that stuff. I'll also go over Dynamite, and also I will not review. I will go over Full Gear, but I'll go over that on Pile Driver Pulse. Don't expect a review from that. Again, 5 hours up from last night with the Historic Crossover 2 show, which I did with my good buddy Jason Ingram. It's going to be up there. Oh, it's up there for whatever here. And so, yeah. So I'm excited to talk about some more pro wrestling with you guys tomorrow. We'll see what happens there, because I'm not sure if Julia is going to be in the Iron Stuff. I really kind of noted it, but I'm not sure. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Well, we'll see. I don't have anything else to add. I will see you guys back here tomorrow for NXT. I must have Takeover NXT just on the CW network. And yeah. Until then, I have been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I need to pull up the song, because if I don't have that song, I'm not going to be able to play it, which is going to lead me. It's going to, I guess, lead me out of this here. If I can find it here. Give me about 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, but here we go. Found it. I knew I'd find this song somewhere. I knew I would find this song here. So, but yeah. I will see you guys back here tomorrow for NXT. Until then, we're out.